Welcome back to another Winamac Attack video. We're ranking the Atlantic Division today. I'm Matt alongside Jake and Vander. Be sure to subscribe. Let's hop in the video.
Welcome back, and as you heard from Matt, today we're ranking the Atlantic Division teams. So I think this one's going to be a bit controversial. I have number one by the end of the season in the Atlantic, the Florida Panthers. What about you guys?
Well, you got the state right, but I don't know if you got the team right. I have Tampa. As much as they've been gutted in this offseason, I think they're still a really good team. I will say Florida might be in the hunt, but I'll tell you where they finish next. But I have Tampa first.
Wow, I just think Tampa lost a lot. Like, they lost an entire line this offseason, but they did keep that core, which is insane. They have they're so top heavy. It's incredible. But Vander, who do you have first up?
As well, I have Tampa. I think that core is good enough to where you can build around it and still seek success.
All right, fair enough. Second place, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like I said, I still believe in the team. I just think Florida has become better. I think it's been a gradual swap, but I think it's time that Tampa hands off the crown to the Florida Panthers, but Tampa still gets second.
Well, I have a little reservations on my second place team, but I still have them in second, and that's Boston. I have Boston still up there for another year. As much as I think they're going to age year after year with that core, they're still really good every single year. Guys like Marchand, guys like Bergeron. You can't count those guys out. And I don't know what they're doing at goaltender, but with the offense that they bring every year, with their solid defense as well, it really doesn't matter.
Wow, I did not see Boston being that high. I think that top line is good for 100 points every season, but wow, they just kind of fall off now, like towards the bottom of their depth. But they somehow make it every year, so it's not a bad pick. Vander, what about you?
I have Boston. I think they're a pretty solid team.
All right, I mean, that's fair. Like I said, they squeak in every year. 2019 finals seems to me like their last real chance with this core. But who knows? My third team is the Toronto Maple Leafs, a team that has been bullied by the Boston Bruins and pretty much any other team they meet in the first round. But they've still got a really solid core, similar to how we said Tampa has those top guys that just get it done. I think even though they cost $1 million, $1 billion, however much it is, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, John Tavares, I just think that's a really good offensive combination. William Nylander is still there. They kept everybody. Goaltending is a big question mark for me because I thought that Frederik Andersen was the guy to get it done. So we'll have to see how that goes. Because of their failures in the past, they couldn't be one or two for me. So I think third is their spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Toronto is also my third place team, and I think for them, it really doesn't matter where they finish in the regular season as long as they're in a playoff spot. Everything that matters for them is winning that first round. They're putting everything, all their chips in for that first round win. And until that happens, their fans are not going to be satisfied.
And I think that would also be like a huge weight off their shoulders, right? Like, just got to get through it.
Yeah.
Vander, who do you have in third?
Well, apparently great minds think alike because in me, I also have Toronto, and me and Matt are going the same for these first.
Okay, I didn't expect that, but I'll be the wild card pick here. Fourth place, I have the Boston Bruins, who you put a couple spots higher. I said it, they're a good team. They get in, and I think once again they'll be a top team. They're not in the top three, so it'll be a wild card spot, but I think they'll be in the playoffs.
I have the Florida Panthers with my fourth spot, and the only reservations I have with them, I think they have a good overall team. I just don't know. Bobrovsky just doesn't seem like the guy. As much as they're paying him, he pretty much has to be, but he hasn't played like it. And I don't know if I trust a guy in Spencer Knight who has a lot of talent, don't get me wrong, but a young guy like that to take on the role of being the number one guy yet. Their defense is okay, but is it enough to help out that guy in the back end? We'll see. But until I see something from them, fourth place is where I have.
You know, Spencer Knight came in, very, very small sample size, but he really showed up and got some wins with that team. With that said, we saw something similar happen with the Philadelphia Flyers with Carter Hart. Comes in, plays great, and then just falls off, is a terrible goalie the next season. So that'll really be showing how their goaltending works out. Vander, who do you have?
I have the Panthers as well.
All right, so you guys have them quite lower than me because I still think they take that division pretty easily. But we'll see what happens. Fifth place, I have the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I also have the Montreal Canadiens. I think a big thing for their decline in production and performance this year, their captain's out for the season. That's going to be a huge blow to this team on the back end and just the leadership throughout the lineup, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recover from that. They may be fifth place in my lineup, but I don't think they're going to get a wild card spot.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to find a way to fill that void with Weber being out. They had a miracle run. We can't pretend that wasn't an absolute fluke. Like, I'm so happy for you Canadiens fans. But should the Canadiens have made the final? Not a chance. Vander, who do you have?
Montreal across the board.
All right, so I'm sure it's similar reasoning. Sixth place, I have the Detroit Red Wings. I think they've made great progress, and I think they're going to keep getting better, but they're just not quite in the top half of this division yet. They're sixth for me.
Yeah, I have the Ottawa Senators in my sixth spot. I just believe in Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stützle and that young core that they have there. I think they're only going to get better from here, but I don't think they're anywhere near a playoff spot yet.
In agreement with Jake, I as well have the Detroit Red Wings. I think they made good advances. They'll be not a great team, but not a bad team.
My one drawback with the Red Wings is for them it's all about that future coming in and the prospects that they have. And they just played a prospect tourney game against St. Louis, which I watched because I'm a Blues fan, and they got stomped on by the Blues, who never get a high pick ever. So Detroit, figure it out and you'll be okay. Seventh place, I have the Ottawa Senators. I just don't think they're a good team, and I think they're getting worse now.
Yeah, I have Detroit in my seventh spot. I think they're definitely going to be fun to watch with guys like Jakob Vrana, who's going to be, I think, a star for them this season, and Dylan Larkin's always there. I just don't think they have the pieces defensively to even be close to a contending team.
As well, I have the Ottawa Senators. They last year beat out Vancouver in the Canadian division, but I don't think they're going to have the same kind of firepower.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to note Brady Tkachuk does not have a contract yet.
That's a big piece.
You had one job on your team this offseason, and you didn't do it. Sign Brady Tkachuk. Give him whatever he wants. Give him a key to the city. I don't care. Just sign him. Eighth place. This should be no surprise. The Buffalo Sabres. Quite possibly the worst team that we've ever seen play in the NHL.
They're not good, and I think this has got to be a first where literally every single person in the lineup doesn't want to be there. Like, the attendance is going to be terrible because mostly the players don't want to be there, so why would the fans even want to be there? They'd be lucky to win like 15 games this season. It's going to be a lot of trouble there in Buffalo.
And they really don't have a lot to show for it either because, like, Arizona, they're going to be bad, but they have all those picks to look forward to. Buffalo's not going to do badly in their picks, but they just haven't pulled it off quite like Arizona has.
I mean, if they can finally get that Jack Eichel trade going through, which is their big money ticket right now, and get more draft capital, we'll see. But, I mean, with him having that injury concern like he's had coming off surgery, nobody wants to trade for him, and at the same point, Buffalo really wants to trade him, so it's like, it's a tug of war on what's going to happen, but
yeah, I think Buffalo's got to give a little. Just get the trade done. Get him out of there. Let him get the surgery he needs and be done with it. Vander, who do you have in eighth? We need to guess.
As well, the Sabres. They're bad. We're praying for you Sabres fans, but it's not looking good for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our Atlantic Division rankings. Let us know what you think down below. If you liked our video, leave a like. If you didn't like our video, like I said, leave a comment. And either way, please consider subscribing for more.